Alright, so this morning we're going to go back over splicing wires together. In the last video I mentioned and showed another technique. However, I did misspeak, and that technique that I taught last time is for wires that will be above ground and will not have the chance of being submerged underwater. This technique I'm about to show y'all will be for wires that will be underground and that will be submerged in water, so like your wires in a lift station, pit or anything like that. First things first, as you can see, we have the wires here. These are solid wires. These are not the, multi-strand, wires or anything like that. This will still work for what I'm teaching you. If you have like the multi-strand coppers, what I like to do is just take them, twist them together, get you a nice solid piece, essentially. The pieces that we'll be using this time are these right here, the splice kit that is provided by the shop. So first things first, what you want to do is once you have your wires exposed, you'll go in here, strip it out a good little bit. And put it in there. Where it's a nice good fit. Get your lineman pliers. Press it down. Really make sure you press it. And since this is the solid wire, you have to really put some elbow grease behind it so that you know it gets nice and on there. Same for the other side, and before I forget, go ahead and throw your sheath on there. All right. So now with this one, if you can see, right there at the top, they have this little hole. That is where you will be applying your solder. Alright, so this solder here is an electrical solder. It has a rosin core in it, which means it essentially has flux built into it. So you don't need to be using the flux that you normally would for, your other soldering on regular copper and stuff. You don't want to ever use that one really, because with what that is made out of, it will eventually, over about 3 or 4 years, it will cause your connection to essentially, just become a bad connection. It doesn't have the good continuity or conductiveness, I should say, to let the power transfer from one side to the other, but this does, and it will allow full flow of your voltage and everything to transfer through. Now, I will be honest with you, these are something that we do not supply, in your van stock or anything like this. You do need to, there are items out there that you need to use your own money and kind of invest in yourself on this. doesn't take too much of a flame. So warm it up just a little bit. If I will say, like, let's say if you don't have enough cut out, like of the wire cut back, I should say, and you accidentally burn the wire itself, it will be okay as long as your cover here will cover both sides of it still. So you don't have to worry about, you know, losing your ability of it being waterproof or anything like that. Just need a little bit. You see it doesn't take much. And really, if you just put it right in that top, it's going to push it all the way through, but I do like to be a little bit extra sometimes and make sure I get every little bit. And then once that cools, as you can see, it's solid all the way through now, and that's not going to come apart. No matter how much you pull on it, tug on it, all that good stuff, it's just not going to. And you put that there in the middle, line it up. And the reason we like to use the clear one, which in the last video I used some black ones, but the clear ones are good because then you can still see through it. Make sure you can see that your connection is good the whole way through. And also, you'll be able to watch as this starts to shrink down and tighten up. The glue, like in the gel that's on the inside there, you can watch it push all the air bubbles out. And that's what you want. As you can see, it's still going to be very hot. But you can see it's nice and clear, so you can see the connection that was made. And you know it's nice and solid. And just continue to do the same thing on all your other pieces. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Does anybody remember the reason why we're using this one as opposed to the other?
With the waterproof?
That's right. Because this one is going to be in the water, submerged, and you don't. It's less of a chance of it coming apart on you together. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. Good catch. You can also use a heat gun for this part of it. You can't use really a heat gun to get the solder to melt. If you use a heat gun, the best practice for that is to let the heat gun run for a few minutes, few seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, to let the heat gun itself actually heat up so that it's not, you don't want to just turn it on and immediately try to use it. You want to have a good consistent heat coming out of it when you go to do this, so that it's going to shrink it down the right way, and it's going to get all the air bubbles out for you. And you can just see with how clear it is, you can see there's no air bubbles in there. You go through, feel it, squish it out, and it's together. And that's, no matter how much strength you put into that, grab that side, just get it from the right. Give it a good time. That's not coming apart, no matter what. All right, any questions? Nope. All right, thank y'all.